overhead stick defense. So what we've been working on in class is making sure that we make a nice strong defense with a straight arm. It's really important that we make a straight arm defense with our elbow completely locked straight. The outside of my wristwatch area goes to the inside of the enemy's wrist. So if the enemy is striking down with that stick, I'm making contact the outside of my wrist to the inside of their wrist. Simultaneously, I'm also bending forward. I'm tucking my head, I'm turtling my head, I'm bringing my body forward towards the opponent, so I'm bringing my head in a safe distance close towards the opponent, away from the trajectory of the stick, and I'm making a strong counterattack. Normally, if I can, I would make a nice strong punch, but for today, or for our practice, we can make a nice strong palm strike. So as I extend with one arm, I'm bending forward, I'm driving my body weight forward into the defense while simultaneously palm striking in here. All right, I would bend forward with my arms straight. Notice that I'm tucking and turtling my head while I simultaneously make that strong attack. I'm making sure that the weight is in the ball of my feet. I need to make sure that I'm leaning as far forward as possible, where it feels like the weight is in the ball of my feet, so much so that I feel like I need to burst forward to catch my balance after I make that defense. All right, so let's talk about the attack. As the attack comes in, I'm making that defense. I'm making that strong straight arm. Again, important to catch it on the outside of my wrist to the inside of the opponent's wrist. As I make that defense, it's gonna slide down. I'm making that simultaneous counter. As the stick slides down to my armpit and the side of my body, I drop my elbow in tight. My hand, now like talons on a bird, like the claws on a bird, is gonna grab onto the elbow. My other hand is now gonna create a frame. Now, if the enemy tries to pull away, they're pulling my entire body. If they try and push into me, I'm creating that nice strong frame. What am I doing at this point? I've got that nice strong frame, I've got that nice strong arm, my elbow is in trap, and I am delivering counterattacks. Kicks, knees, whatever. Once I'm ready to make that escape and do the disarm, I slide my hand. So again, this hand here, I slide my hand from the elbow. I keep my elbow tight to my body. I slide down until I grab onto the butt end of the stick. My other arm here, the lower part of my elbow and forearm comes to the wrist thumb area as I sharply turn my body, striking and dislodging the weapon. From here, I can grab and I can counter strike if necessary. One more time. As the attack comes in, I make that strong defense. The stick slides down my body. Immediately, I grab on tight. And this is my arm. I'm taking this home with me. Elbow in tight to my body, create a strong frame. I add my counterattacks, my kicks, my knees, whatever. When I feel that it's time for me to disengage, I start sliding back, slide that hand down to the butt end of the stick. So I now have a strong grip. My elbow is tucked in tight to my body, holding the stick. My other hand is grabbing the butt end of the stick, so I have a strong grip. My opposite arm, low part of my forearm, goes across to the thumb wrist area, sharply striking and turning my body, pulling on the stick simultaneously, this way. Once I have this, now I can grab and now I can strike as necessary. All right, guys, I hope that helps. Overhead stick defense, again, key points to remember every time. Number one, first and foremost, make sure your elbow is straight. Make sure it's completely straight, that there is nothing protruding, no wrist, no elbow, nothing protruding out for the stick to make contact with. Second thing, if I can, I want to try and make contact the wrist area to the opponent's wrist area. I'm bending my body forward to protect my head and to move my body closer. I need to be closer to the source of the attack, which is closer to the shoulder. The stick is moving much faster at the tip of the stick or even the hand. If I can move in towards the elbow and shoulder, I'm much safer and it's much easier for me to make that defense. I'm adding a simultaneous counter strike. It needs to be a very strong, decisive counter strike. So as I defend, I'm making that nice, strong counter strike. I trap the arm. I continue to make further counter strikes until I am ready to make that disengagement. I slide my hand down, making sure that I have a nice tight grip on the weapon the whole time. Opposite hand on the thumb and wrist area, making that break by sharply turning my body, hitting the hand simultaneously, and then of course, most importantly, disengage when we can. All right, hope that helps. Keep training, see you next class.